Hi, everyone. So let's do a spread to capture the week ahead. So my intention is to try to capture the energy for the next 7 days from whenever you are watching this. So I have two oracle decks and two tarot decks. I'm going to roll a planet dice just to see what energies we're meant to work with. But I do feel like your intuition is really heightened right now, especially when it has to do with perhaps your home life or your inner circle of people. So let's start with a planet dice. So we have the North Node, and we've been rolling that a lot lately. And the North Node is really about the faith that you have in your purpose. It's moving forward, not because you know where you're going, but because you're being guided to do so. And that's where I feel like you're very intuitive right now, that you're really listening to the call of your soul, basically. So we have the bear and cedar with leadership. So perhaps your North Node, your purpose is to lead others. The bear is a very powerful energy by itself anyway, but when you have the bear on the North Node, this is really telling me that your purpose is big. You have a big purpose that you're meant to fulfill. So let's get an inner child oracle card. So we have go inward, and this card says, it's time to connect with your inner child. So it could be that there was something that you always liked to do as a child. So it may be helpful to remember those things that you loved to do when you were a kid, because I feel like it has something to do with your North Node and your purpose. If you thought about leading something as a kid, if you were a natural leader as a kid, I feel like these are clues that this reading is trying to send you about what your purpose is. But let's also ask the tarot so we can get some other voices. So we have the moon. That's that intuitive. I just keep feeling like this is a very intuitive time for you, and the moon is a very intuitive card. So there's something about our intuition here. King of Cups, also very intuitive. The Lovers, I'm going to flip over. The Wheel of Fortune. Underneath, Page of Cups, Nine of Swords, Two of Swords, Knight of Pentacles. Wow, okay, there's a lot of court cards here. Underneath everything is the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is not afraid to start something new, something that they don't even know what they're doing, build something from the ground up. This is someone who is not afraid to change their mind about something. So in other words, if you were moving in a certain direction in your life and all of a sudden you feel called to do something else, that's why your inner Page of Pentacles would come out, because the Page of Pentacles says, okay, you know what? I'm just going to stop what I'm doing and I'm going to build something brand new. And this is kind of the feeling I'm getting from this, is you're following your intuition towards your North Node, and it might be a complete change of plans. You may have done a complete about face when it comes to your life, or perhaps at a minimum, you're thinking about doing that, or your intuition is drawing you to do just that. So you are being asked to focus on this intuition. So in other words, maybe you don't know where you're going. Often when we are on our North Node, we have no idea where we're going. We just go because we're being called. There's that feeling inside that's tugging you to do something, probably something that you used to do as a child, because we're also getting the Page of Cups here. And so I feel like there is probably a need for you to overcome if you have fears, if you feel like you don't want to move forward because you don't know where you're going. There's this call to really listen to your intuition, because I think that will help you to overcome whatever these fears are that might be preventing you from moving forward on your purpose. The moon can also be repressed feelings that you used to perhaps feel as a child, but maybe someone told you you can't do that. So for example, if as a child you really wanted to be a dancer, but your parents perhaps said, no, you can't be that, you're supposed to be a doctor, or make that part make sense for you and your story. But it feels like there's something repressed here, and that there probably are people in your environment, because I'm seeing these two court cards here, There are probably people around you, maybe even from your past, because when we see the Page of Cups in a reading, it can often be people from your past or people that you knew as a child, children that you grew up with, but someone that perhaps you envisioned this dream with. And I think you're being asked to really focus on what were those things that you repressed as a child that you now can build from scratch. You can build this now from the ground up. But I think your challenge with the King of Cups and the Nine of Swords is that whatever this passion is for you, whatever this represents for you, whatever this thing is that's calling you, it stresses you out. And so it's going to take a lot of inertia to get the momentum in order to overcome this stress. Because right now I see that this stress of it kind of has you somewhat stuck or paralyzed with the Nine of Swords. So I can feel you evolving. I can feel you growing. I can feel you moving into the next phase. You're healing your inner child. You want to release the past. You want to build something from the ground up, but yet this stress is really keeping you stuck. And that's why I feel like we see these two court cards here, because I feel like there are people, there are a trusted group of friends that are like-minded that are going to help you overcome the stress so that you can move to the next step in whatever this is you're meant to lead, whatever this is you're meant to do. So the message with the Lovers is to really follow your heart. The Lovers is very much about following your heart, choosing from your heart, making a choice from your heart space. But again, I can see that you're stuck. You're so stuck. It's like you know what the answer is, but you're making it more surreal, I think, than it needs to be with the Moon card. You're fighting against it. You're very strongly fighting against this, even though I think you know what this is for you. So again, make this make sense. It's some dream that you have or had that you stuffed away in a closet, but now it's poking at you, it's nudging at you, it's calling you, but you're still stuck. So I feel like there's a polarity going on here where whatever it is that you were told to do, to use our example, that you became a doctor when you really wanted to be a dancer, there's a polarity there where you're still being called to be a doctor because you've spent your whole life and career doing that, but you're also being called to be this dancer. So it's this really strong pull. So again, make that make sense for you. I'm not saying that all of you are doctors and dancers, but you understand. But what I do see is a Wheel of Fortune and a Knight of Pentacles, which I love. I like to see the Knight of Pentacles with this Page of Pentacles because there's someone else here who wants to build with you. And I was getting that from this Page of Cups, that there's a person, perhaps from your past, someone that you used to have this dream with, that is going to come in to give you that reinforcement you need that, yes, we both are in the suit of Pentacles. We both are in the mood to build this now. It's a time in our lives. North Node is calling. It's time to build this now. And the Wheel is also here. I think the Wheel is going to remind you to go with the flow. The Nine of Swords and the Two of Swords are not about going with the flow. It's about being paralyzed. The Wheel is saying you're not in control anyway, so just go with it. Go with the flow. And that's what's going to bring in this Pentacles person, this reliable person who wants to heal with you and invent this with you, whatever this is. So let's get a few more tarot cards. So the Moon and the Page of Cups are with the Hanged One. So the Hanged One is about a transition. It can be about sacrifice. And this is exactly what we're talking about. Transitioning, changing your perspective from doctor to dancer, whatever that is for you. To see that even though I don't know, the path is not clear in front of me, but I'm going to do that anyway. I'm going to make the necessary sacrifices, giving up my career, whatever that is, because I know I'm being called to something greater. I'm on my North Node. The King of Cups and the Nine of Swords are with the Two of Swords again. So this is about indecision, and the Two of Swords is about avoidance. That you know this is your passion with the King of Cups. You know this is the thing that fills your heart with the Lovers, but you're stuck. You're avoiding making a decision because you don't want to. The Lovers and the Two of Swords are with the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups can be about speculation, and it can certainly be about opportunity. And we see an opportunity ahead for you. So this is really about just remember your dream. That's really the message. Remember your dream so that when the wheel turns and brings you this person who's like-minded and has the same goals as you, you're both holding these pentacles. When that wheel starts to turn, you see this opportunity in front of you to seize it, to go for it. Don't get yourself stuck and don't avoid it. The Wheel of Fortune and the Knight of Pentacles are with the Emperor. Wow. The Emperor is about wisdom and passion. This is about your empire. It's time. It's time for you to use your inner wisdom, your intuition, and it's time for you to really go forward with your passion. We have the King of Cups, the Lovers, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Emperor. This is about following your heart. And we knew that because we rolled the North Node. So there you go. Your dream is coming. There's a person coming. Go with the flow. Make the necessary sacrifices because it's what you're being called to do. Probably for humanity because you're meant to be a leader. So there you go. That is your week ahead reading. And I just saw 1111 as I said that. So will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Please consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.